doing there, Jericho?
Trick or treat.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh, Honda bag, huh? Oh, here you go. Here's some Toyota parts for you. They go so well together. All right, man, you ready?
Ready.
All right. What's up, guys? We're back again on, what episode is this?
6,
Number-
7? I don't know. I lost count already.
I think it's 6. Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah, episode 6. Our Starion build update. Okay, moving forward with this whole project, we did find a radiator. We did order it, and it did come in. And we'll be attempting to install that. I did find something that was pretty darn close to the original specs. What's wrong?
What radiator?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hold on. Here you go.
Oh! Where'd this come from?
Okay. Yes, that radiator. That radiator right there is actually out or meant for a 1970 to 1975, I believe. 240, 260 Datsun Z. This one actually is going to work out great if we install it right here. It is actually a little bit bigger than the Starion's original radiator. What I liked about this whole idea of using this one is it is very close to the original mounting points. You can see here. Here's the original mounting point for the Starion. And well, obviously we have the little ear. The original mounting point for the Z goes right. Look at this. See that? It's so close. It's awesome. The only thing right now is this is just needs to be sent, just grinded down, probably just to here, and we can actually re-drill a hole down here to mount the bottom, and it can just sit right on those tension rod mounts. Probably put some sort of padding or maybe even some angle iron to kind of hold it in place, but. It's in a pretty good position. I don't recall how the original Starion radiator inlet outlet are positioned, but I would say it's probably pretty close to the original. So it's possible that maybe somebody could use this idea for their Starion with the original motor, and instead of paying that $350 to $450. This radiator in particular is a 3-core from DNA Motoring. They do sell them on eBay for about just under $100 with the shipping as well. So I think that'll definitely, I mean, that's a pretty big core right here. So that's a pretty 3-row core, big tanks on it. It's going to work good. And we're not going to eliminate actually the inlet and the outlets. All we're pretty much going to do is probably just shorten it up and then weld on our dash 16 weldable fittings just right onto the existing points, so we can just run the lower radiator hose along here and then right here, curve around to the thermostat housing, and the upper one could probably go down, come around to the back, and which I mentioned that I originally didn't want the filler neck on the radiator, like I mentioned, just like the Eclipse one or whatever. Ah, dang fly is bugging everybody. Thing is huge.
Shoe fly.
So I did think about it, and having that EGR delete with the filler neck on it might create a bubble. It might trap air in our radiator because it would be sitting a lot lower than the radiator. So yeah, I think we're just gonna keep the filler neck where it originally goes, and then what we're gonna do is eliminate the filler on our K-tuned EGR delete. And we are going to run the dash 16 shorter fitting. So we're just going to come dash 16 straight out. Yeah, just like that. We did order it already, but unfortunately they sent us the incorrect one. And they sent us one with the threading. And when we needed the one with the little retaining groove in it, and the O-ring just like this guy right here. There's a little retainer right here, and then it's held in with that retainer screw right here. So I'm not gonna mention where this. Okay, I dropped it. Whatever. We don't need it anyway. we don't need it anyway.
I'm not gonna mention where we got it from.
Not gonna mention where we got it from, but if you're watching this video, you know who you are.
Gonna correct it.
Yeah. So okay, well, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they're gonna be friendly and help us out. Okay, hopefully. Hopefully. So maybe they're open tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. It's Friday night right now.
If I'm not busy, I'll call. If not, they're gonna get a nice email.
Yeah, but the benefit of the doubt first.
Yes.
Give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
I said nice.
Okay. So, what are we gonna do today? Besides, obviously try to get our radiator to stick in here.
The action for today, game plan is to remove the transmission because I need the housing off of it so I can get the fork as well and sent out to drift motion. Yes.
So
that can get sent out, extended so it'll fit properly in our shifter housing.
Right.
So my shifter won't be banging into my dash.
That's right. Let's show them again. Let's go into the 80s masterpiece. Watch out for the 80s Bluetooth radio down there. All right. You can see where our shifter house. I know I mentioned this in that first video, but it's got to be in about this. Yeah, that's where it mounts. The shifter bezel right here. It's gonna need to extend about. Is it 5 inches? Was it 5 inches?
5 inches.
Let's get the tape measure out again. So here's the center. Yeah, to get to center, about 5 inches. So Drift Motion in Montclair, California actually provides that service. They're able to extend the housing right here up to about 6 inches, they said. There's also the little rod that Jericho was talking about, which is inside there. They need that as well. So we're going to need to remove this transmission. When we had called them the first time, they said they might need the whole entire transmission. But I had spoke with the, I'm not sure if he was the owner or the manager, but he said that no, the W58 they have a jig that they set it in so they could make it all nice and level. They said the W58 that we had will work in the 154 jig, R154 jig. So we don't need to send the whole tranny. All we need to do is just send those 2 pieces to them. And they said it's probably about good 5 to possibly 10-day turnaround. So yeah, we want to get that out to them as soon as possible. That way, having the tranny here, I can call my CNC machinist friend and have. What does that say? What does it say?
Rally art.
It says raw art.
But raw art.
Raw art.
Not really. Raw.
Is that a knockoff?
Probably.
Raw art. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so that way my friend can come down and do the measurements that he needs to make us that pilot bearing, and then we can get working on ordering the clutch parts for it. We are going to be removing the tranny and leaving the engine in place just because we're kind of pressed for time. Thank you.
Yep. And how'd you guys like the video on the?
Oh yeah, I hope you liked the video on our 80s Bluetooth radio there. So I love that thing.
I'm stuck.
Okay, we got a lot of junk in the garage. We really need to clean the garage too after we get this transmission thing sent out. All right. Click. Oh, I have to show them the 80s cherry on the top right here. The seatbelts say turbo. What other car in the world has that? Probably a lot of 80s turbo cars. But this one is awesome. Forget Takata. Forget Race Quip. We have turbo seatbelts. It's even faster, so they must lock faster. I guess they don't lock faster. Oh well. Alright guys, so once again, we're gonna shave the sides of this radiator to get it to sit more flush. Hopefully the filler neck, you can see we'll probably get it down to about this low. Hopefully the filler neck's not sticking up too high. I don't think it will. And then we can check for hood clearance on it and go from there. So I'm gonna stop talking so we can start working. Let's do it. All right, let me make a few marks for Jericho. So I believe all we need to do is just grind it down to this threading right here. and grind this threading off right here. Yeah, something like that. it's hard to do that and film at the same time.
You want me to wiggle?
Yeah, I want it cut exactly like that. There you go.
Man, it's gonna be tough. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a grinder, not a cutter. All right, let's see if let's test fit it. See if that thing's gonna work like that. Let me move the wires out here for you. Oh, there it is. Did you look at that?
Wow,
nice. Perfect. Look how close.
With room to spare.
Yeah, look how close that is. Huh. So look at that. Perfectly flush with the course, I guess we'll call it a core support. Right here we're going to have to probably put some sort of rubber grommets or something, or bushings behind it. Look at that. It's pretty cool. It's going to work. If anything, we can always see how close we are to the mounting. It's a little off, but we can actually, because these are threaded, we can probably make little brackets. Actually bolt on to here, and then probably weld a nut or something to the little bracket, and have it screw right in. You know what I mean? We can come up with something. But I like it, man. I think it's gonna work. Just wish it would stay in place by itself right now. We're gonna have to support it with something right now, so we can put the hood on and check for clearance. Oh yeah, the wire. Good idea. Good old Datsun Z, huh? Comes through. I wish I had one. Those are cool cars. Huh?
Soon.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day we'll have a Z. Alright, cool. So we got the hood on right now. And Jericho's taking off the little weather stripping right there so we can get a better view when the hood is down. I think it's going to clear, man. Because there's like a hump right here. There we go. Cool. Set her down. Is it hitting?
No, not at all.
I didn't get a shot of it. Oh yeah, there it is. No, it's good. Oh yeah, and I can see it. Wow. Even when you push down on it, it's still got a good, you know what? We need a flashlight. Let's get a flashlight. Get a better view here.
And here's my view.
Yeah, push. The hood's all the way down.
Hood's all the way down.
Right here. Oh yeah, man.
And look at that.
That's a lot. Can you see it in that picture?
Yeah. Look.
You probably have about like a good 2 inches of clearance. And then they can see, like, point to the hood right there to show that the hood is all the way down. Very cool. All right.
So it clears.
It does. Perfect. All right. All right, there it is. 1970 to 1975 Datsun 240Z, 260Z. Radiator installed. I mean, you know, probably don't even have to use those mounts. We could probably go from here to here.
Right.
You know? I mean, we have the clearance. We can probably just raise it up a little bit. Or when we put like a padding on the lower bracket.
Right.
So that way it'll elevate it to this, yeah, we can use, just make a little bracket that goes straight across to that. It's on that side too, so perfect. And then we'll have to just do something about the lower one. And there we have it.
Red.
Alright, and there is another view of that delicious radiator right there. That is so cool. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's cherry like Auntie Mary.
What?
It's a Guam saying.
Oh, okay. Like your shirt too?
Yes.
Look at that. Guam license plate.
Guam license plate.
Right in front of the Indonesian license plate there on the wall. And then our Quebec license plate over
Canada.
there. I wonder where we're from. Japan. So, alright, so yeah, so these are the Dash 16 weldable bunks that we ordered right here. So all we're really gonna do is just probably shorten this out a little bit, and then have that weld. It's it's a perfect size right there. So, but you got to picture a lot lower to the radiator, right there. And as far as the bottom one goes, we're probably gonna wind up chopping it down to here, and then so that we can come straight out like that. Run the -6, the fitting, the 90-degree along here, and then it's gonna wrap around to our thermostat housing, which is also a -16, which is somewhere in the back. I think right here. Yeah, right there. And then this one is gonna go down around to our K-tuned EGR delete right there. Okay, so moving on now, we are going to get that transmission off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack weld the mount on the transmission is not bolted to the transmission cross member. I'm going to do exactly like what I did to our engine mounts and tack weld the corners of the mount, so that way we know exactly where it's going to go after we remove the cross member, so we don't have to worry about marking it or etching it or anything like that, and then it's going to be off and we've got to over drill the holes because the Toyota mount uses really small mounting bolts. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to that, man, because as you can see, it's always nighttime over here where we're at.
So we're sleepy.
We're sleepy. Sleeper. All right, guys, be right back with you. All right, guys, moving on to the transmission removal now. You can see now I got a better picture for you right here of the transmission cross member. This is the stock Starion's cross member. You can see where the original mounting holes for the Starion mount were on each side. On the Toyotas, they're here and here. They're actually 4, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. You can see how nice it actually sits on there perfectly. Look at that. Couldn't ask for a better position for that. So what I'm gonna do is see how the holes are eclipsed right now with the Toyota mount. So I'm just gonna shoot some weld in here, so that way we lock it down. We check the transmission, and it is lined up really well with the
Forehead of mine.
with the flange right there, the drive shaft flange or differential flange, whatever you want to call it. So, oh, also, we just noticed this is like our second time underneath this car. So we noticed this exhaust is still brand new. It's a little, it's small. It's probably like about maybe 2.5 inches. And like I said, we're gonna go 3. So I really don't think we can use this exhaust. Like I said, it's brand new because those bolts look brand new, and these gaskets in here look pretty brand new. Besides a little water drip right there. So we are more than likely going to get rid of it. Probably put it up for sale. If you know somebody who might be interested in it, I believe it is from Top End. Is it Top End Performance? Or is it just Top End?
Top End.
Okay, I believe it's Top End. They're real famous for Starion parts. So yeah, hit us up, email me, and if anybody's interested, we can see what we can do. We'll work something out maybe. All right, cool. So let me hook up my welder and throw some tacks down right there. All right, we're unbolting the transmission from the engine right now. We have it supported up with the jack. Hopefully when we lower it or remove it, the engine more or less stays in place. It should stay in place. If not, I'll put a jack stand under it or something. All right, tranny coming down. Careful, you got it? Nice. Oh. There we go. The bar, yeah.
Bad part is
I think it might. Oh man, it's not gonna clear. Well, it's tilted. Maybe if we rotate, it's like a puzzle. It's a puzzle.
that way.
Figure it out. There you go. Push it. Push it out.
Wait,
No, wrong
Push
way.
the
No, I
left.
said push, not pull.
no, pull.
Which way? Oh, you want to move the controller arm?
Yeah,
I got all this stuff in the way. Get all this junk out the way, man.
that's the way.
Whoa. There you go. There's the window. There's the door. Bring it out. Oh yeah, look. See, they did that cut. Watch, pull it back. Look, they did that cut on the Starion on purpose. Look at that. Look at that. See, they knew one day, a couple of fools were gonna install a K24 with the Toyota Trans and use a New Zealand-made bell housing. So they made that special cut in the frame just to clear. See that? Dang. They knew, man. See? All right, guys. There we have it. We removed the transmission out of the Starion. As you can see, that honestly, it only took us maybe 10 minutes at the most. I mean, I know, given it only had the top 2 bolts and then the 4 bolts for the cross member, which is right here, and you can see how actually square it is. That turned out really good. Right now it's just tack welded, but you can see how nice it fits and how center it fits on this factory Starion mount. I mean, I couldn't ask for any more. This is, you know, makes it a lot easier on us. We don't have to make a custom cross member or anything. I mean, the less we got to do, the better, right? Right. All right, cool. All right, now, what you doing? Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Messing around doing what?
I want to shout out to Julio.
Sweet tea! Running through your veins. Alright guys, really quick, before we start getting into that transmission, the disassembly of it, as you already know from last video, we are going to keep our factory Starion totally 80s, retro, awesome, oversized buttons, built-in equalizer, Starion stereo. So, but we do want to do something a little bit more custom. You know, I need a few suggestions from anybody out there who's watching this. As you know, sometimes like in a show car, I mean, we're not really going to be a show car per se, but, you know, in some show cars or SUVs, they have their fancy TVs, their flat screens, their PlayStations and Xboxes. So what we're thinking of is doing something a little bit more modern for this car. So we're actually thinking of installing this guy, but I don't really know where to put it. What do you think, Jericho? You think right up here, or should we maybe flush mount it inside here?
Flush mounted maybe inside the glove box.
So I'm playing freaking Pac-Man, man. Let's see what it does here. Plop that in. Oh, look at that switch is busted. Hold on. All right. Cool. What, you got your joystick and everything? Look at that.
Got it.
Look at that. What we got here?
I'm gonna leave it like that.
That would be awesome. That would be rad.
Rad.
Once again, we need some suggestions as far as where we can mount this guy. So yeah, leave a comment below. All right, Jericho's removing our McGregor Motorsports bell housing, so we can now we got a better view of this. So we're gonna have to remove all 6 of these bolts to remove this the shifter housing up here, and then I believe we're actually gonna have to remove all of these all around the tail housing just to get the freaking rod out of here, because they need to extend that too. Whatever they extend here, they need to extend the shifting rod, obviously. So we got it. Need the hammer. Oh, that's on there pretty good.
Wow, it's stuck in here good.
Nice. Like 2 dogs. Alright, see, I don't know where my hammer is. Alright, bell housing off. And then really show off the quality or anything. It's pretty good. It's a nice casting. I know it has a lot of like little casting rough stuff there, but no, I mean, for the price, you really can't beat that. It's way better than an adapter plate. Then we don't have to buy that custom. So how much is it? It's like $1,000, I think, for the adapter plate with the custom flywheel. Using the Honda S2000.
Oh, there it is.
What's that? Ah, there we go. Look at that. McGregor Motorsports.co. New Zealand.
So you take this off.
Oh, something fell out.
Yes, these are the washers that I was told to save. Make sure we don't lose them.
Okay, pull those out right now.
Yeah.
Another one. Just a couple more right here.
Housing.
Housing.
And what's cool about these, they come with this rubber gasket to prevent the fluid from spilling over.
Oh, cool.
And here's another washer.
Oh, so we need to get this guy, right? This is the part that needs to be extended.
I
This-
believe that's it.
That's it, huh?
That's-
But it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah,
Because it looks like it's just right here.
but it's not.
But it's not, because the shaft goes up into here. So that's why we need to remove this to expose that. So, well, we gotta figure this out.
Fun.
Fun stuff?
Fun.
Always fun. Always a challenge. Careful. Now, once again, we are not a how-to type of video. We are a how-we-do video. So I'm sure somebody has a faster or better way of tearing these transmissions out, but we're just kind of winging it right now. Oh, there the fluid goes.
Oh no.
It's bleeding. There you go. That's all we needed. Put it back. That's okay. We gotta service it anyway, right?
We'll go back.
All right, guys, and there we have it. They're gonna extend this 5 inches as well as this housing. They do a really cool job. They do is they hack it right here. They're gonna open it up right here, and they're gonna build off of it, and pretty much in the same fashion like this, but this part is gonna be a lot longer, sticking out here. So I'm glad that we're able to find somebody that can provide a service like that, or else this wouldn't work at all. What would we have to use if we didn't have that? What other transmission would we use?
Mega short shifter.
Okay.
Or extend the shifter.
Yeah, that's true, huh? But it was in the radio area. We couldn't run that awesome radio.
No.
We need to run the awesome radio. I just would have said, forget it, let's just go electric. Because we got to use the radio. What you got there, Jericho? Is that a coilover?
Coilover?
But that doesn't look like it fits the Starion. That looks like more for a Honda, like a EM something. EM2, EM1?
Right.
But what is that? Why on earth is it open like this?
I think it's because they wanted to go hella flush or super cambered out. Making it this way.
Right.
And basically the wheels right here.
Uh-huh.
That's ridiculous.
That is crazy. Yeah, don't do that to your cars, guys. Your cars will love you a lot more if you didn't do stuff like this. I mean, I get it. You want to make your statement. You want you want super wide rims and a super thinnest tire that they have out there. But that's real dangerous. I mean, what we do around here is pretty dangerous. But that is just dangerous.
Here's an example. It's like this, but it's like
It's all like that, huh?
it's all yeah,
Just like that, right there.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a DeLorean with its hover conversion, right? Right? Okay. So what we're gonna do, this strut actually belongs to a good friend of ours. He actually bought them used like this. He said, if he asked if we can weld this up or repair it somehow. Luckily, I remembered I did an EP3 coilover kit one time. The company said that they didn't make them for an EP3, but we got them for, we didn't see the difference between the EP3 and an EM2. The only difference was that the EP3 has a bigger bolt, I believe, than the EM2. So what they did was they actually had these that reduced the hole, and then they had went in here like this. So luckily I kept these from that other job. And so what I'm going to be doing for our homie here is pretty much inserting these. It probably fits on the other side. Probably have to modify that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. like that. So, and then we'll go ahead and throw a bead around here, and throw a bead around there, so that way you can put it back onto his car. You can see that they modified this one. That's probably just from the bolt hitting over and over again, from the pressure that the cambering was doing on it. So I got the other side right here, but gonna need to do that. But like I said, you know, don't do this, guys. It's you know, your cars will love you a lot more. I mean, you know, sometimes I mean, don't get me wrong, it does look cool sometimes, maybe. But you know, you wanna, you know, if you wanna be safe out there. So you don't want your whole tire to end up flipping up on you, and your whole oil pan's gonna slam on the ground, and yeah, it's just too much. So we're gonna have to fix that for the homie. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for tonight. You know, I feel like, I mean, it wasn't much, but I feel like we got a lot done. You know, we can finally put the radiator guessing. Look, there's that fly again, dude. Look at, let me see how close I can get to him. He's a biggie. Oh, there he goes. Oh, it's so beautiful. You ate him? Okay. Alright, where was I? Okay, yeah. So we finally put the radiator guessing to rest. Once again, I probably mentioned it quite a few times, but this radiator is out of a 1970 to 75 Datsun 240Z, 260Z, and I mean, if it's great, $100, right? The only thing that DNA doesn't have is the electric fan with the nice shroud. They only just have the fans, and I don't want to do that. I want the nice shroud. And if we can't get the nice shroud, I think the shroud is like $150 some, which we'll make it. I feel like make you that. Now we'll mount the fan on this side so you don't see. So we'll mount the fan over here and make a bracket and run dual fan. But I mean, that's still not that bad. You figure for the nice fan shroud and this, it's gonna set you back maybe $250, $260. Free shipping. That's about half as just the Starion radiator by itself, maybe. So, but, and then I mean, I'm probably gonna look up to see where the original position of the original radiator goes, because maybe, like I said, this is probably possible. It could probably possibly work with a stock Starion motor with some nice custom hoses or whatever. But anyway, final thought, and then once, you know, we got our transmission pieces that we need to send to Drift Motion so they can get extending on that, and then I got to call my buddy over to measure this guy, and yeah, so that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not too sure. It feels like it was a long video. Maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good amount.
Yeah.
For all the work that we did.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Check it out, look.
What you got?
It's not moving. It's
Oh yeah, that's right. Look how solid this is.
No.
There's no transmission in there, so we don't have to worry about supporting the engine at all. Just suspended in time right there. So cool. Thank you. And huge shout out to @HippieNerd. He's the one that suggested the songs that you hear on the video today. So once again, thanks HippieNerd.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Once again, like, subscribe, leave any comment you have below, or let your hate flow. And once again, please give me any suggestions about that Atari. Definitely want to install that in there so we can play some Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
All right, guys. Have a good night.